All right, so this is going to be an incredibly random and honestly probably kind of short video because it's just me babbling about something that's been running through my head for the past little bit. I'm heading home from work, driving, and it occurred to me that there are people out there who don't have an inner monologue. If you know what I'm talking about, then I'm not talking about you. If that makes any sense. If I say the words inner monologue and you go, yeah, I know what that means, then you are not the person I'm talking about, because you probably do have that inner monologue. You probably do have a, for lack of a better word, conversation with yourself in your head when you're thinking. That's the way my brain works. Like I will be thinking about something and another part of my brain, I guess, will go, hey, that reminds me of this. And that'll remind me of this thing. And that'll remind me of the other thing. So I can start off on something that has nothing to do with the end point I get to. But in my brain, it makes perfect sense, right? To give you the reason I bring this up, I'm driving back home, right? And I was thinking about something. I don't even remember what I started with. In my head. And in my head, that original thought found its way to thinking about Olive Garden for some reason. Which made me remember that last week, I think it was, my wife had asked, hey, what would you need to make Suppa Toscana, which is like the tomato and sausage soup they do. Because she likes it, and I've made it before. And I've realized, I never got her that list. So I hit a stoplight, and I pulled up my phone real quick and searched for a recipe and screenshotted it and sent it over to her. And again, for me, that made perfect sense. It was a perfectly logical inner monologue that, started on like, I don't even remember what, and got to, oh yeah, I need to send her an ingredient list for Suppa Toscana. So, my question, to sum this up, is those of you who do not have that, whose brains don't talk to itself, how do you think of things? Like, how do you get from point A to point B? I don't understand. It's a foreign concept to me. It's like, in my head, there's always this running monologue where I'm thinking about this thing or the other thing or that thing, and it connects to this thing, and that's just how my brain's wired, I guess. So, if you are not wired that way, if you are one of the people who just doesn't have that, and doesn't even understand what I'm talking about, try to explain to me, how do you think from point A to point B and get from point A to point C? You know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of curious. Anyway, that's my little video. That's my thoughts for right now. Y'all feel free to comment, all that sort of stuff. Because like I said, I'm kind of curious as to how the other side lives, so to speak. Like, how does your brain get there? Because I know how mine gets there, and it's kind of a circular journey for those who aren't in there. Anyway, talk to y'all later.